I'm not sure if it's ever been done before. The oldest inhabited city in the world. I think that they would have gotten around to recording a heavy metal record at some point. The studio's in the basement of a house that these two Syrian Christian brothers lived in. They chain smoked like no one I'd ever seen. They'd also never recorded a full band before. They didn't know how to make a drum kit. They'd only ever recorded traditional Arab music backed by shitty synthesizers. But they were up for working together, and at that point we didn't have any other options anyway.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
كيفك؟
Kefir?
منيح؟
Meh. What's it like, your first time recording ever?
Ever. This shit is rocks, man.
Yeah.
This shit rocks.
Yeah?
Really excited, man.
These guys walked into the studio totally cold. To say that they were rusty is a bit of an understatement.
What happened? Injured finger. From too much drumming?
Yeah, he got a blusters. Oh,
So good.
Where they were living, they couldn't practice because their neighbors were always complaining about the noise. Not to mention that they'd never even been in a recording studio before. And the idea of recording one instrument at a time was totally foreign to them and threw them off their game. We just had a couple days, the clock was ticking, they wanted to record 6 songs, and they ended up getting 3 done. Dude, he's amazing. He's totally out of control. He's got crazy skills on that guitar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thanks, man. This is the first time in my life someone tell me, like, demute your drum. Everyone keep telling me, mute them as best as you can. As low as you can. Play as low as you can. And oh, and what did we found down here? Christmas present.
Take that shit out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, these all kinds of things that I had to put inside the bass drum, so people are not gonna complain.
What is this?
This is a truck rubber tire.
The jean jacket?
Yep.
You just got used to playing your drums like this over the years. You know what? I think it's gonna start sounding better now.
Hopefully.
And how did the song sound that you've recorded so far? Have we mixed yet?
2 songs done.
They're done.
We're still working on the soccer because it needs a lot of mixing sound effects and stuff like that, bombing, airplanes.
The sounds of war.
The sounds of war, yeah.
What's happening now? We'll try to mix some lead with the ending or finishing of the Massacre song. I'm just telling him that pretend that there is some woman's trying to cry on her child, all that kind of screaming, all that kind of
This right here?
Exactly.
Soccer, this is a song talking about the war since whatever. And you're gonna hear the lyrics.
Yeah, منذ أعوام مضت ابتدعوا أسلوبا جديدا لقتل الأبرياء الأطفال الشيوخ والنساء قنابل تسقط كالمطر من السماء امتلأت الأنهار بدماء الأبرياء.
Against all odds, these guys managed to go into the studio and record 3 songs: Underworld, Between the Ashes, and Massacre. Or as they like to call it, Massacre. And though they were far from perfect, their mission to record these demos in Damascus was accomplished.
It's been like amazing, like 3 days or 4 days, man. Like for the first time, like I'm coming back from studio, feel like I done something today.
if you think about bands in the West, bands in Brooklyn where our office is, they're all so spoiled compared to Acrassicauda. In fact, we're all spoiled compared to these guys. Now that we've had a chance to spend time with them and see them in their homeland and then see them here and the things that they go through. You know, Marwan is 23 years old, and when I talk to him, I feel like I'm talking to someone who is wiser and older than me, even though he's 14 years younger than me. It's kind of incredible. They've evolved fast living through war.
We went back to our hotel room in central Damascus. The guys raided the minibar, and they got a bit bombed.
You guys made a record today. It was the first heavy metal record to ever be recorded.
For an Iraqi band.
For an Iraqi band.
It's kind of impossible. Fuck.
In fucking 30 hours, man, I done 3 kick-ass song, man. And like, I'm gonna be happy for the rest of my life too. I'm gonna tell my kids if I ever had one of those fuckers.
What's going on inside of our minds, you know, thinking about home and stuff like that, it doesn't give us even the will to celebrate or do anything else. I got a phone call for today from my mom, says, never come back.
Today?
Yeah, well, I was at the studio. And she said, never come back. Try your best to just stay there as much as possible.
I got 3 members of my family down there. Just like, I feel terribly guilty, sad, desperate, and I want to get them the hell out of there. Just like, there ain't safe down there, man. And I was like, there's people like fighting in wars, there's people like healing injuries, there's people like fixing stuff, there's people building stuff, and I'm making music. Rock on.
What we witnessed in Syria was, for lack of a better way to put it, the consequence of this war. What happens when the Americans invade Iraq, it displaces millions of Iraqis, and then they go live as refugees? What we witnessed in Syria was, for lack of a better way to put it, the consequence of this war. What happens when the Americans invade Iraq, it displaces millions of Iraqis, and then they go live as refugees in other countries?
As Faraz said yesterday, they're less than 0 right now. In Baghdad, they knew what 0 was.
As for Mike, who's 19, he's probably got more hope than all of them combined. But he's stuck. He's in that Syrian purgatory, and there doesn't seem to be any way out for him right now.
I'm just wondering why we can't like travel. Just because we are Iraqi? I want to ask someone to answer me like a government or like America. Why it's hard like to go to America or to Europe just like for being Iraqi? That's not fair. Is this crime that I'm Iraqi? And they think that all Iraqi people are terrorists? That's insane. Just like want to travel, want to be free. Like you, dude. You can go any place that you want. I wish if I can like fly. I would go to any place that I want. That I feel that I comfortable in and I belong to. And do what I want to do, be free.
Before we left Damascus to come back to New York, the guys from Acrassicauda asked us if they could watch some of the footage that we'd shot in Baghdad. So we went back to their place and showed them a rough cut of what we'd shot over the last few years.
We're in Baghdad. We're here to interview the only Iraqi heavy metal band, Acrassicauda.
Yup, that's
We've been
us.
following them for 3 years, and we needed to check in on them, see if they're still alive. The journalists are all staying in here.
I
They,
know
have Iraqi
which guy can be so fucking dumb to name a band like this. Fucking 11, just like me pronouncing Mississippi or something, man.
Fuck, man, I miss Baghdad. I miss Iraq as well, man.
We are watching it just like we're watching other bands.
Yeah, exactly. This is fucking awesome, man.